Hey, you! Yes, you! Do you want to create your very own Yandere OC? What are you, some kind of freak? Well, I can't really help you with that. I don't know, make a Gasai recolor or something. But what I can do is yap for
7
minutes about how I draw my Yandere character and the things that went into creating her. You want to hear that, right? Right? Well, if not, tough luck. You clicked on this video. That's basically a marriage license. You're stuck with me now. Now, to prove that you love me, since we're married and all, you're gonna have to learn to draw my girl Lara. If you don't, I don't know, I'll probably cry or something. Please just give me this. This is all I have. Alright, so step 1 is a circle. I know, I'm a revolutionary genius. Starting a drawing tutorial with a circle is truly groundbreaking stuff. Jokes aside, that's how these things start for a reason. If you're wanting to learn to draw a character, design your own characters, or draw literally anything, it's best to break that thing down into shapes. You can think of those shapes as the building blocks that bring your favorite characters to life. Knowing how these shapes make up those characters will make it infinitely easier for you to draw them more accurate. All that being said, that's my first goal when drawing Lara, to block out her curves and basic anatomy using rough shapes, adding and erasing lines till I have a basic rough sketch of the pose that I want. Now, I know that first step was kind of boring, but lucky for you, that's not the only circle we'll be drawing. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Lara's big, attention-grabbing eyes. Where did you think this was going? Fucking Persian tired of this shit. Well, to be fair, Lara's eyes are less circles and more ovals. Something I most likely picked up from my days of drawing the world's most famous hedgehog. I'll go into it more once we get to the coloring phase, but Lara's eyes are one of the most important parts of making her look like her. If her eyes look off, Lara looks off. It's also why, even in cosplay, I rarely give her contacts. It's the most easy identifier that, oh my god, that's the one with the fat ass! Well, besides her, you know. You know what's kind of funny? Lara's sailor uniform cuffs also take inspiration from classic Sonic art. Specifically how Sonic's glove cuffs look from Sonic 2 onwards. Now, you might be thinking, her eyes? Her cuffs? Is everything on this waifu bait Yandere inspired by? Sega! No. But that does bring up an interesting topic. Inspiration. When trying to be creative, it's easy to feel like you can't take inspiration from things you like, or you'd be copying that thing. But that's what creating is. Letting the things you love influence you to create something new is how art gets made. Remember that Gasai recolor thing? I know you do. I mean, look at her. Yasai is A-grade goon material. Well, it's where Lara got her hair tufts from, affectionately referred to by me and my friends as her wings. An evolution of copying a detail from her hairstyle that slowly morphed into... oh my god. When I sketch digitally, I find myself being more okay with things looking off than I would be if I was sketching the same thing on paper. In the short term, this means I get through sketches far faster digitally than when I sketch on paper, but in the long term, I have far more cleanup to do during the line art phase. Lara's design has been changed and refined a lot over the past 10 years, but some things have stayed consistent since the very early days. I decided early on I wanted Lara to have a very simple palette consisting of mostly red, and her uniform would use white and brown as its accent colors. I quickly decided to abandon that and make the top the traditional white and blue, but I kept her skirt brown. That's her favorite color and she wouldn't let me take it from her. Over the many years I've been drawing Lara, the most common question I get asked by my friends is, can I fuck Lara? No comment. The second most common question is, what led you to choose red as her hair and eye color? Now I could give you the fancy long answer about how the color red fits her personality as a yandere, or how it's a striking color that stands out in a crowd, But if you want the biggest reason, red's my favorite color. I know, shocking. Speaking of red, Lara's eyes are one of my favorite parts of her design. I honestly think they're the most important part of her design. The shapes and colors of her eyes change based on her emotions, something I decided to start doing randomly one day, and it's easily the best decision that I've ever made as an artist. As Pastany finishes coloring this art, I want to say thank you to anyone who's watched this whole thing. I've never really done a whole scripted video, so this was a huge learning experience for me. It's honestly been really hard to decide what I want to talk about in this video. I really can't explain everything I do. I've been doing this for a long time and a lot of it just kinda happens now. But I hope even if it wasn't that informative, it was at the very least a little entertaining. So, to end everything off, I think it's time I finally reveal the super secret in-universe lore reason that Lara's ass is so big. Well, you see.
Hello, Lara here. Did you know only 269% of Sims viewers are subscribed? Please rail that subscribe button so he doesn't cry himself to sleep about how that number makes 0 sense. Oh, and also don't forget to use code DummyThick at checkout when buying anything on the Miss Game Store page for 0% off. Okay, love you all. See you tonight while you're sleeping. Bye bye.